Down at the bottom of the globe, temperatures regularly drop to minus 80 degrees Celsius. You have winds that can knock a person off their feet, and a sheet of ice that is, in some places, 4 kilometers thick. Because the environment is so violently hostile to human biology, the vast majority of the continent remains completely unexplored. That massive void of information makes it a breeding ground for wild internet theories. People claim there are ancient civilizations or bizarre architectural structures buried deep in the snow. But the most jarring anomaly on the continent doesn't require a blurry forum post. It is a highly visible physical reality. On the edge of the continent, a dark red viscous liquid is actively seeping out of a glacial crevasse. Against the stark monochromatic white and blue of the frozen landscape, this deep crimson fluid spills down the face of the shelf. This presents an immediate physical contradiction. The environment here is permanently locked far below freezing, yet liquid water is somehow flowing on the surface. Then there is the chemical contradiction, figuring out how clear water is transformed into a substance that mimics the look of human blood. Standing on the surface gives you zero answers. To solve the mystery of the bleeding ice, we have to look thousands of meters down into the hidden geology of the continent. Millions of years ago, Antarctica was a warm, habitable landmass, covered in lush forests and flowing river systems. When the climate shifted in a catastrophic global freeze, those ecosystems were entombed under billions of tons of ice. Humans have spent decades drilling to find what's left. They've discovered massive subglacial lakes, like Lake Vostok, surviving entirely in liquid form under the freeze. These hidden bodies of water have been completely cut off from sunlight and atmospheric air for millions of years. This cross-section shows the sheer mechanical weight at play. A 4-kilometer thick block of ice sits directly on top of trapped pockets of water. Antarctica acts as a massive pressurized lid, creating intense geological stress, keeping these ancient liquid worlds trapped. Blood falls is a high-pressure leak escaping from one of these ancient underground pockets. Because this water has been sealed off from the atmosphere for millennia, it is completely devoid of oxygen. Looking at the boundary here in this diagram, the massive weight of the glacier constantly grinds against the bedrock. This friction scrapes heavy amounts of metallic iron directly into the trapped water. Over time, immense pressure forces this iron-rich water upward through microscopic fissures in the ice. The moment it breaches the surface and touches atmospheric oxygen, a violent and immediate oxidation reaction occurs. The crimson color is the result of a massive, real-time rusting process. The fluid is a logical chemical reaction born entirely from an ancient geological trap. For scientists, blood falls acts as a critical diagnostic tool. It is a literal window proving that complex chemistry is actively churning in depths we cannot reach. And that raises the biological stakes. If this totally isolated water can sustain such extreme chemical conditions, it may also harbor entirely undiscovered extremophile microbes. If the entire 4-kilometer ice sheet were to melt, we would find out exactly what else has been trapped for millions of years. The rusting ice reveals an active, pressurized world beneath a continent we often mistake for a static block of ice.